Unscripted.
Okay, so I'm going to try some new things with my channel a little bit. I got some really good feedback. I'm going to put some more straightforward titles in here. I'm going to actually kind of, the way that I do things with these videos, rearrange them a little bit so that maybe they're a little bit more coherent for some of you guys and girls out there. So if you do enjoy that, please share some love, show some love, and like the videos and things like that, because I am obviously trying my best and listening and trying to pay attention to what the fan feedback is. So PlayStation's boss CEO Jim Ryan was actually recently interviewed yesterday, and he said some very interesting things in regards to the exclusive situation and how PlayStation 5 plans to handle exclusives going forward. He says, and I quote, "We want the PlayStation 5 generation to have more exclusives than ever before." And you know what? I think that this is going to resonate with a lot of PlayStation fans. So I think we should jump right into it. So again, this is a direct contradiction to some of the stuff that we'd heard previously when it comes to PlayStation and PlayStation 5. We heard that they were maybe going away from the number of exclusives they were going to have, and maybe and when in terms of the risks that they were going to take and things like that. But this sounds very promising. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan has said that he wants the PlayStation 5 to have more exclusive titles than previous console generations. In a new interview with Japanese outlet Nikkei, the CEO and president of Sony Interactive Entertainment talked about the company's future strategy for the PlayStation 5. Now, aside from Ryan talking about VR and supply shortages going forward, the PlayStation boss also talked about future content for the console and the company's cloud strategy going forward. With the competition in mind, the team wants to make sure that the console cycle offers even more exclusive titles than previous generation. In addition, Ryan said additional mergers and acquisitions, like the acquisition of Insomniac Games, are not ruled out in the future. Obviously this is going to be something that a lot of people are going to be talking about going forward, because you have Sony in such a situation where they can't afford to wait around for Microsoft to purchase all of these developers and to kind of steal their thunder. I think that Sony is well out in front of this and well aware of what they should be doing. And, I would expect them to buy some of their own, like the Housemarques and the Blue Points and things like that, before they do anything crazy. But that's just my kind of opinion on the subject, and who knows if that's right or wrong. But again, very awesome to hear that from Jim Ryan. And he went on to say this, and I quote, "We have been quietly but steadily investing in high quality games for PlayStation, and we will make sure the PlayStation 5 generation has more exclusive software than ever before. We have engaged in mergers and acquisitions several times in the past, such as with Insomniac Games, and we will not rule out that option in the future." As said, the PlayStation head also mentioned that the company's future cloud gaming strategy, which will be unique to PlayStation. He says, and I quote, "The conversation of exchanging ideas with Microsoft is ongoing. It's some extremely interesting stuff, and I hope to announce our cloud strategy when the time is right. While we could use the cloud for our technical infrastructure, the cloud game experience we offer will be unique to PlayStation." So it's very interesting to actually hear them kind of talk about this stuff. The PlayStation 4 obviously already has its fair share of exclusive games, and the prospect of the PS5 having even more exclusives first-party content sounds very promising and just up our alley what it means. Now, so that's laid out on the line. Jim Ryan is saying, hey, we're going to have more exclusive games than any other generation we've had. We're going to consider buying more studios. We're going to continue to invest in, we're going to have a cloud solution as well. Now, my thoughts on this whole situation are sort of as follows. I think that they obviously know that having exclusive content is key to being a PlayStation fan, right? Let's just be real. If it really is indeed came out that, they're paying for games not to be on Game Pass and paying for games not to be on PC and things like that, then it's clear they know that they can't put their own games on PC, at least not even close to day and date. Now, once these games are down to like the $10, $15 mark, I think that that's a little bit of a different story, and you can continue to, sell and double dip and get even more money that way. And that makes sense. And you're going to see some backlash for that, but probably nowhere near as much as if you did the Microsoft strategy of everything day and date on PC and everywhere and things like that. If you actually want to get down to it, back in 2013, Sony were the first ones to actually lay out a plan for, you know, the cloud content thing, you know, on tablets, on phones, on Vita, on Samsung TVs, on Blu-ray players, on the PlayStation TV, on the PlayStation 3. They literally had cloud solutions for everything. I don't think they're going to go as far as, or as deep in with that. They say it's going to be something unique to PlayStation, and you wonder what that could actually mean. I'm not really sure, but it is going to be very interesting to see what that entails later on. You know what I mean? I just think that that's going to be something that really kind of makes people kind of open their eyes and go, oh wow, you know what I mean? I think that this is something that we should maybe pay attention to or whatever. Now, you already look at what they're doing. I think that what Sony is basically doing is trying to get people on board with their games, and the quality is what brings people in. Now, if you look at Microsoft has had an extreme lack of quality in their games for a long time now, and so it shouldn't really come as much of a surprise that Sony is going to kind of play off that and make that look like Microsoft's weak point, and that is Microsoft's weak point. I mean, if you think about it, you know, Microsoft has Game Pass and services, and that's doing extremely well, and I think that's something that should be commended. Good for them. But I think there's also something to be said for more traditional console gaming, and I think that's what Sony does best. And that means that, you know, a lot of people are going to have to kind of look into this and go, well, you know what? Hey, I trust Sony, and I think that they've earned that trust throughout the years, folks. That's just me talking, but I'm sure plenty of you guys think that same exact thing that I do, is that Sony through the years has earned that right to maybe, you know, have that little misfire here and there. So, you know, when you have Jim Ryan coming out and promising the most exclusives ever, and again, Sony is addressing one of the things that PlayStation fans were really kind of weary about lately, which was the fact that, hey, we haven't heard anything from Sony in a long time. Why are they being so quiet? Why aren't they talking about any of this stuff? You know, all this quote-unquote bad news is happening to PlayStation. What can we do to change it? What's going on? And I think that, you know, for the most part, we're starting to see that, you know, Sony does have a bit of an idea going forward, and that idea is big exclusive games. And I can't really fault them for that. I think that's a brilliant plan. I think that's a smart plan, and I think that's the right plan for them going forward. And I think that's the best thing they can do against Microsoft. Microsoft has, you know, a great service in Xbox Game Pass. They clearly want that to be everywhere. Is that going to be on Switch? Is that going to be here? Is that going to be there? Who knows? But it is, you know, available pretty much on everything. I mean, it's going to be on TVs, it's on PCs, it's on iOS, it's, you know what I mean? Like, so I think that they have sort of a plan, and I think Sony has a plan, and I don't think one has to directly copy the other either. I think that that's something that we're starting to learn at a pretty fantastic rate, you know what I mean? I think that we're definitely seeing where, you know, Sony and Microsoft have these specific ideas in mind, and they don't overlap with each other that much, you know? I mean, obviously, getting people great hardware and then getting people games, I think, is a very huge thing, but I also think that it's very important going forward to just have, you know, some cool games out there. I mean, we're starting to see Returnal gameplay come in and previews come in, and to be honest with you, that game looks really, really good, right? Like, I'm just being honest with you. That game looks so good, and, you know, I think that it's going to be the next big thing for PlayStation, and that's something that I think that Microsoft is missing over the years. You know, they're missing that next big thing that really kind of draws people in. So hopefully that's something that they fix before too long. But yeah, this is some interesting news. Jim Ryan bringing the heat, bringing it, and I think it sounds amazing. I would love your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. If you like the way that I handled this video and everything, please share it, show some love, like, subscribe, all that great stuff. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.